Hi Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope for the month of June. Before I jump into this, I just want to remind you that I do personal horoscope and forecast readings on my website, astrologygrace.com. I also do birth chart readings, love readings, compatibility readings, and some other ones as well, so make sure to check that out if you're interested with the link down below. But let's just jump right into what June is looking like for you this month. So first of all, I have to wish all my June Geminis a happy birthday, so I hope you guys are all having great birthdays this month. Now, the month of June for you is going to start with having your sun in the first house, and on the 21st it's going to move into the second house. Mercury for you is going to start also in your first house, and the 13th will move into your second house, and at the very end of the month, on the 29th, it'll move into your third house. Venus for you is going to start off in your second house and move into your third house on the 14th, and Mars is going to be in your ninth house for the entire month of June. So as far as the outer planets go, we just had a major transition with Uranus moving from Aries into Taurus in May, and there's really not too much significant going on. The outer planets this month, they're all going to pretty much stay in the same place. A lot of them are still in retrograde for the next few months or so. Alright, so with the sun starting off in your first house, this is a great time for, new adventures and activities, a great time to express yourself and be assertive and be direct and just focus on what you want, what you desire, and going after it. You're going to feel more confident during this time. Your first house is just going to be illuminated, for the first few weeks of June. So you might deal with some issues having to do with your appearance or your personal identity, anything having to do with your outward behavior, or the way that you express yourself. It's good to be aware of the fact that how you come across to others and the impression you make is very impactful on other people this month, and your personal influence is stronger than it is, the rest of the year. You're going to be feeling more spontaneous, which you're a Gemini, you do tend to be a more spontaneous sort, but you're going to be feeling even more spontaneous at the beginning of June. And again, just more confident, you're just going to have more energy, working for you in a good, positive way. It's just a really good time to do something completely new, completely out of your wheelhouse. Just try something you've been wanting to try but haven't, whether it's out of fear or maybe you don't have the time to do it. Any issues you're having, you're going to be feeling more brave and you can just take them on, so you're going to be able to overcome them easier. You might be a little self-centered during the beginning of June, which is fine, but just don't take it, to the extreme if you can help that. You're going to enjoy the spotlight and the ability you have to lead others during this time, so it's just a really good time to start some new positive endeavors for yourself or try something you've been wanting to try. Now, as the sun moves into your second house, this is a time to reassess your values, your possessions. It's a really great time to organize having the sun transit your second house, and it's a good time to update anything at your home, whether it's your house, your room, your look. Maybe you dye your hair during this time, maybe you buy some new clothes for yourself that you've been needing to buy. Just a time when your personal finances are also going to receive the maximum attention they do out of the entire time of the year. So just be careful with your money. I mean, you might be wanting to really spend a lot of money because, you're trying to comfort yourself and feel good, but just, focus as much as saving as you do on spending, because you will feel this impulse to want to spend money on stuff during this time period. Now, with Mercury starting off in your first house, it's going to mirror the sun in your first, and you're going to again be able to express yourself and your opinions to other people very easily. The only thing here is you want to make sure you're listening to others as much as you are having them listen or expecting them to listen to you. That's really important. You're going to be feeling a little restless during this time, so it's important not to make any rash decisions. Just try to really think things through as much as possible. Relationships with any brothers or sisters, neighbors, people that are just close by to you but even in a casual way are going to be highlighted and emphasized during this time. So you might have an important thing going on with a sibling, or maybe, you start a new friendship with a neighbor, or there could be conflict in those areas. You're going to want to evaluate the way that you're coming across to others, whether that's just so much as your physical appearance, but also the way that you present yourself as well. It's definitely going to be something that you're going to be taking into consideration during this time. And you're just going to have a hard time relaxing because you are going to be feeling restless, and your brain is really going to be going, and you're going to have all these ideas that you want to approach, and you're just going to have a hard time just relaxing. So just relax as much as possible so you don't get anxious and nervous coming out of this restlessness. People might be inclined to turn to you just to talk during this month or for advice, so just be open to, like I said, listening to others as much as you want to talk to them. But they are gonna like really be drawn to you to talk to this month, and like they'll be interested in hearing your conversation as well. Now, as Mercury moves into your second house, again, you know, your possessions are gonna be highlighted, your finances. It's really good to think before you spend because that could get you into problems, you know, use coupons that will help you. You're going to be challenged to like look at your finances, whether you have some issues there or you just need to like reorganize them and, you know, start any payment schedules. I know this stuff is kind of boring, but it definitely will be, you know, there'll be more of a focus on it during this time. So you're either just going to be really organized with them or you're going to be kind of like stressed out about them. So maybe you have a big bill that comes up this month. I mean, hey, you know, birthday month, it's when you have to deal with like extra bills. I know it's annoying, but like getting your car registered and stuff like that, so you might have to deal with stuff like that. Any communications you're having with other people might actually lead to financial gains, so that's a plus out of this transit. Venus is going to start in your second house, so the beginning of the month, you know, especially in like your relationships, money or possessions might come up. You might be getting more gifts during this time, or people might be loaning you money or giving you money for some reason. It's a really good time to figure out what's important to you in life and what's important to you with your relationships with other people. It's also going to be a smooth sailing time for like your relationships with your close best friends, close family members, you know, obviously romantic partners if you're in a relationship, or even if you're starting a new relationship. This is a time when things can go really smoothly for you. Things are just going to feel stable and content. Now, as Venus moves into your third house, you might start to feel like you have like more charm with others, and you know, it could be an advantage with your romantic life, your friendships, as well as your career, your jobs, any goals that you're pursuing for yourself. It'd really help out. It'll be easier for you to kind of promote yourself. And again, we might see some stuff going on with like siblings, neighbors. Those communications might be strong, or they might have issues. You might take a short trip during this time. You're gonna really enjoy talking about things that interest you and finding people that can talk about those topics with you as well. You're gonna be more cheerful during the second half of June. Not that you'll be miserable in the first half, but you're gonna have more, you'll just be more optimistic, cheerful, you know, in a better mood. You might be more witty. People might find you more funny. You're gonna be good at like mediating other people's issues, so you might be kind of pulled into other people's conflicts, whether you want to be or not, but you are gonna have the ability to kind of help them, you know, work through it. Maybe your siblings are having fights and you have to be the one to kind of solve that issue. So with Mars being in the 9th for the whole month of June, you know, you're gonna be really open to new things, which is good because you're gonna have some first house placements as well, like we talked about, and you're gonna want to try new adventures, try new things. And you're gonna be open to that, and you're gonna be open to new knowledge and ideas. It's really just a great time to learn, to talk to other people, to discuss, and you're gonna just be especially enthusiastic about learning, expanding your knowledge, broadening your horizon, all those kinds of things. And you're gonna like really be looking for adventure during this month. You're gonna really be called to try new things and want adventure in your life. You might find that you're getting like fired up over your opinions and your differences in opinions with other people, and it's like really making you angry during, you know, with Mars in your 9th. You also, if you're married or if you have any in-laws that you deal with, you might have some issues with them during this time, so it's good to be like patient and as understanding as possible to try to avoid, you know, conflict. Between the 19th and the 26th, the sun is going to be sextiling Uranus, and this is going to be an especially good time for you. You're going to have a little bit of extra spark to you, and you know, people might just appreciate things that you might find weird about yourself. You might find that people are just like totally down for it during this time. You know, you're going to be really adaptable to new circumstances and ideas, and it's all going to really add up nicely with your other placements going on, and you're going to get good positive attention coming your way. You also might find it like if you're having any issues, you're going to find yourself being really creative in solving those issues. You're going to find creative solutions, so you'll be more flexible during this time as well. So it's just going to be a really good positive time for you. You might have some issues this month, but overall you're going to just be in a good place. So that is your horoscope for the month of June, Gemini. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in next month's horoscopes for July, and yeah, have a good day or night.